We're talking with Mallory Lee, who's just seen a remarkable journey come to an end this evening as her softball career at Williams ended with the Lady Eagles national tournament run. Mallory, when the team was gathered around, you had some very moving things to say about what this journey has meant to you. Tell me what it's meant to you to be a Lady Eagle these 4 years.
Well, it's meant a lot of things, actually. I guess the one thing I can take from being an Eagle is that your role always changes. And that was evident in my career as an Eagle, and I think it's going to be evident in my life, like, as I move on. And so, like, that's one thing that I've gotten from being an Eagle, and that's what it means, because every year, everyone's role has changed, and people have stepped into big roles, and people who had big roles one season have also stepped down. So, like, as I've gone through it with the seniors and even the juniors, like the past 3 years with them, like, roles change for everybody, and I think that's what made our team special, and that's what it's meant to me.
That has been a special part of this team, everyone taking on the role that's been asked of them and doing it with a lot of spirit, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's meant a lot because every game is so different, and we have like a few lineups that go about the same way every game, but everyone's role is different. And when you sit on the bench and you look at the different girls that are in the dugout, or when you're in the field and you look at the girls playing beside you, everybody has something that they bring to the table, and it really kind of completes our team, knowing that you have girls on the field that have their job and they do their job, and then you have girls in the dugout that know their job and they do their job either when they're called on or if their job's in the dugout. So it's interesting.
You've certainly been one of those good supporters on the field, off the field, whatever. You've been an advocate for the Lady Eagles. Tell me about your Williams experience, your college experience. What do you take from the 4 years you've spent in the classroom at Williams?
Williams has been really pivotal in kind of shaping the way I want to be in life with my career and with a family. It's taught me that one-on-one attention is important. It's taught me that relationships are important. I think that education, somewhat, there's a vulnerable aspect to that, and it's kind of vulnerable to ask for help, but to know that you can do that is really cool, and that's been my favorite thing about Williams, and that's been what I've enjoyed about Williams the most, is just being able to have the one-on-one.
Tell me about the spiritual dimension of the college. What's that meant to your life?
Well, Clyde has played a big part in that, and Chapel has its ups and downs. You either pay attention or you don't, so that's kind of like, Chapel's a hit and miss deal. But I've really enjoyed Clyde, and I've enjoyed being with different students, and to be honest with you, I've enjoyed the students who aren't at Williams for the spiritual aspect too, because, like, even though Williams is so, like, centered around Christ, you still have a mission field there, and there are still people to reach there, and I think that it's really good to have the fellowship but also have a mission field, and I think that's what makes Williams close, is because the people who are closer to Christ and, like, people who really follow him, they still have really good relationships with the people who may not know Christ or may not care as much. Like, you still see that dynamic. There's not a segregation there. There's no judgment there. And that makes Williams special in itself. Yeah,
Williams mission field comes to you in some cases, doesn't it? So you feel like you're prepared now between what you've learned as a Lady Eagle softball player and what you've learned at Williams? Are you prepared for your life ahead?
I feel in certain aspects I am, and I know that my time at Williams, education-wise, as of now, isn't completely finished yet, but I know that after it's finished, I've talked to plenty of professors that said that after my education is finished, you know, if I need help or advice or anything, I still have that connection, I still have that help, and to look to them as mentors has been important, and that makes me feel prepared more than anything, knowing that I have my professors behind me as I leave, and knowing that Coach Noel's behind me as I leave, and knowing that I'm leaving a successful team. Like, everything just kind of builds it up. It's been really foundational for having to leave and be an adult.
Mallory, best of luck to you, and thank you for all your time at Williams.